So we have our thesis continue to play out here, guys, as total market cap reaches 3.45 trillion, pushing close to its all-time high. As we have Bitcoin screaming up here, reaching 111,244.87, a new all-time high on Bitcoin today. We have altcoins that just came back down and retested their breakouts from over here in April and started to get a push up. Things are looking very, very good in this market. What's going on, guys? It's your boy, Jordan Cameron, back with another video today. Today, we're going to continue to discuss our thesis of the total cryptocurrency market cap going to that 10 trillion point as we start to see our vision of the biggest blow-off top in crypto history playing out as we speak. And what comes after that is the biggest .com, basically the .com bubble 2.0 crash, which inevitably we'll talk about here in the future. But man, crazy things going on here today, guys. But it's your boy, Jordan Cameron. Make sure you smack the like button on today's video. Subscribe to the channel. Only 25% of you guys have subscribed. And I know you guys have been digging these videos. So make sure you guys subscribe to the channel if you guys are new. Or if you guys aren't new, show me the love. Show me the love. So let's jump on in, guys. So, just to kind of discuss what we got going on here. So Bitcoin, obviously, look at Bitcoin screaming up, man. And congratulations if you remain bullish down here at the 50 moving average band. As we discussed over here back in March and April, we discussed as long as Bitcoin holds the 50 moving average band, that has been the low in every consolidation point in this bull market. Back over here in 2024, we saw this pullback for Bitcoin. We held the 50 moving average bands. Bitcoin went on to do a 2x move from holding those lows. Back over here in 2023, we had a pullback here. We can see that, throughout August and September of 2023, Bitcoin held. And as long as Bitcoin held, we saw a 2x move for Bitcoin. So that was our same thesis here. As long as Bitcoin holds the 50 moving average band, we're expecting Bitcoin to come up and make a new highs. And bada bing, bada boom, here we go. Bitcoin 111,247. Congratulations if you remained a bull here, and even more congratulations if you had the balls to add to your stack here while many were selling because of tariff fears and all that hoopla joopla nonsense down here. So congratulations, 111,245 Bitcoin. And obviously Bitcoin is the main driver of this thesis of total market cap getting up to that 10 trillion point, up to that 4236 Fibonacci. You guys can see if we zoom in here, total market cap is also quickly approaching the highs that we put in over here in December and January of this year. So what can we expect going forward? Well, just a little recap for anyone that's new to the channel and new to the videos. This is not something new we've been discussing, guys. We've been discussing this since down here at the lows when total market cap was down here at the 50 moving average, discussing that, hey, we have a lot of bearishness going on in the market, right? Stock market surveys, the most bearish ever, lower than COVID, right? We have basically Bitcoin at the 50 moving average band. We have total market cap at the 50 moving average band. What I'm expecting is looking at the chart and trying to predict people's emotions going into the future, right? So obviously we had max bear emotions here. I'm expecting that this move up is going to get everyone bullish. It's going to suck everyone into the market. And every cycle, the last 6 months of every single 4-year cycle tend to be the most parabolic and tend to be the most fruitful. But yet every time we get to that last 6 months of the market, right before it happens, there seems to always be this bearish narrative which turns everyone bearish before the market absolutely rips up and leaves them behind, and they all start to pile into the highs. And that's the thesis that I have going on right now for this. But why that 10 trillion point, right? Why that 10 trillion point specifically? Well, it's a psychological number, right? That even 10 number. People love as emotions that psychological numbers, whether it's 5, 10, 100, those psychological numbers, right? Just like Bitcoin, 100K psychological number, right? 10 trillion on total market cap, I think is going to be a psychological number for whales. We also have the 4236 Fibonacci, which is, from our last cycle highs to our last bear market lows, which also comes in right at that 10 trillion point, right? So a lot of confluence there. Where do we top out last cycle? If we do a fib, right, from our cycle highs to our cycle lows in the last cycle, you can see that we also topped at the 4236 Fibonacci, right, which was an even 3. Another psychological number there. So, as we kind of go along, you guys can see that we're also forming this macro bearish rising wedge, which is, we have 3 touch points at the highs on this trend line here. And if we look out towards the end of this year, which typically that's where the 4-year cycles end, you can see that gets us right to that 4236 or 10 trillion point there. And obviously we have multiple touch points on the bottom of this, right? Whether it's the COVID crash, 2023 low, 2024 low, and this 2025 low. And ultimately, I think what we're forming is a giant rising wedge, which is a bearish pattern, which gets us this massive blow off top, just like this, right? To this massive crash, which is the breakdown of the rising wedge, before ultimately we get continuation of the crypto market later this decade, okay? Now, obviously we know Bitcoin rising up is going to be the main contributor of total market cap rising up, because Bitcoin is obviously the biggest crypto, right? It's the biggest market cap crypto. It's going to have the biggest impact over here on total market cap. But my thought process continues to be that if you want to see this get to 10 trillion, I don't believe it's just going to be Bitcoin. It's not just going to be Bitcoin. I believe that we're going to see altcoins run like crazy, like we haven't seen since 2017 and 2021, towards that last year of the cycle in each of those cycles. And that's going to be a big proponent of getting this total market cap chart to that 10 trillion points. Okay. And a big reason for that is going to have to be ETH. And you guys can see that since this low over here in April, we've had ETH move up about 2x in about 5 weeks, right? It's been a very, very quick move. And I think, Ethereum catching up here will be a big main driver of that total market cap chart shooting up. But I want to look at total 3 today. And what total 3 is, it's basically the total cryptocurrency market cap excluding Bitcoin and Ethereum. And I think this chart is just looking so primed, guys. Each time we've had this breakout, you guys can see we talked about this a few times, but we have this trend line all the way here from 2017. You can see that total 3 is in a very similar rising wedge structure as Bitcoin is, right? And you guys can see that every single time we've hit this trend line, we've seen altcoins do at least about 130% move. So right here, obviously, it was a 3,300% move. We came down here during the COVID crash, wicked below. Once we got back above, we saw about a 1,845% move. You guys can see we bounced from it here. That was a 148% move. We bounced from it here. That was a 108% move. So my thought process is we're going to see at least 100% move on total 3 on this leg to the upside. You guys can see that we have broken out to the upside. Okay, we just came down and retested last week. And my thought process continues to be that last cycle, altcoins from the bull market highs to the bear market lows not only went up to the top of the wedge, but also went up to the in between the 2618 and the 3618 Fibonacci's, where the total 3 chart topped out. If we look at where that is now, once again, it gets you pretty close to the top of that wedge towards the end of this year. And that between the 2618 and the 3618 Fibonacci would put you between 2.5 trillion and 3.35 trillion. You guys can see that altcoins are obviously lagging behind Bitcoin. Bitcoin's already in new all-time highs as we speak. Total 3, right, still well below its local highs. But we know that this is typically how it works. Bitcoin breaks out first, and then altcoins start to run. And why we've discussed that is we've looked at the Bitcoin chart and saw all the times these giant weekly candles that Bitcoin's broken into new cycle highs. This candle right here, November 4th of 2024, was the candle that altcoins started to run right here, November 4th of 2024, where they started to run on that candle, right? And then also this candle right here, where we saw Bitcoin break out and go into new cycle highs right here on October 23rd of 2023. That was the candle right here, October 2023, 23rd, right there. That's when altcoins started to run in that leg of the cycle. So now, once again, what are we seeing? We're seeing a weekly candle as of right now. Let's see how we close the week. We still got, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, but this looks like to be the Bitcoin breakout on the weekly candle into new all-time highs, into new cycle highs. Are we about to see total 3 shoot up like it did in this move here and this move here after Bitcoin put that new weekly candle cycle high? I think we're about to see it. Okay. Now, Why do we think this, right? Besides just the charts, besides just looking at things, why do we think this? Well, the main two things continue to be our stablecoin dominance chart, okay? And this has just been an absolute godsend for us on this channel, guys. We look over here on the stablecoin dominance chart, you can see it continues to break down. Bitcoin will not, in my personal opinion, I'm very strongly opinion about this, Bitcoin will not start to move down, okay, considerably until we get stablecoin dominance back down at the bottom of this range, okay? It is a simple range where we tagged range highs. Again, right here, we have range lows. We're looking for stablecoin dominance to come back down to range lows. Stablecoin dominance moves down. Simple. Bitcoin moves higher. Total market cap moves higher. Very, very simple. They're inversely correlated. So our main thesis on this channel, and that was a big reason of why we thought the market was going to start moving up back down in April at the lows, because stablecoin dominance are at the highs, our thought process is going to continue to come down at least to the bottom of the range, if not make into new lows. But until we even get this back down to the bottom of the range, you guys can see that we're only about halfway there now. I'm still expecting, until this gets down here, I'm still expecting Bitcoin to continue to shoot up. I'm still expecting the altcoin market continue to move up. We will rediscuss as we get back down to the bottom of the range to see if maybe we get a little bit of relief bounce on stablecoin dominance, and maybe that's a pullback on Bitcoin and altcoins. But until we get back down to the bottom of the range, this thesis continues to also play out, which is stablecoin dominance shooting down into possibly new lows, forming this final low of the Wyckoff accumulation before a massive move up on stablecoin dominance, which would be the inverse of total market cap moving up before the massive crash in the cryptocurrency market, okay? So stablecoin dominance continues to be our godsend indicator, and until this gets back down to the bottom of the range, I just continue to even be short-term bullish crypto. I think this market is just going to continue to rip higher until stablecoin dominance gets back down at least to this 4.89% level, okay? Now, what's the other thing, right? What's our other indicator we're kind of looking at? Well, it's an indicator that's became a little popular around everywhere. We've been looking at this a lot on our channel for a long time, but it's become a pretty popular indicator. But it's just the global liquidity, right? Bitcoin continues to follow global liquidity. It's such a simple thing. It's so over talked about now, but it continues to just be the case. And my thinking is just following this. As of right now, we're expecting Bitcoin to at least move up until about the middle of July based on global liquidity. Will we get a little pullback in the middle of July and to end of July? Maybe. We'll talk about it when we get there. But ultimately, I've continued to see Bitcoin continue to move up. I think continue to see total market cap continue to move up. And just when we put everything together, it's just a recipe, I think, for just an absolutely explosive market. And the third indicator I have, and this is what gets me really excited about this market, guys, is we just have Bitcoin breaking a new all-time highs, 111,259. Once again, congratulations to all you guys making a bunch of cash in this market right now. But you go over here, guys, on the crypto apps ranking on the Apple Store in the US. Guys, we have Bitcoin at 111,255 in new highs. But yet, Coinbase is only the 307th. This is as of yesterday, which Bitcoin was also breaking into new highs. 307th on the App Store, the Coinbase app. That is absolutely insane. Just to put that into perspective, last time Bitcoin was at this price, okay, you had Coinbase get up to as high as 9 on the App Store. Right now, it is 307. So this will continue to be our ultimate top indicator, is when we start to see the Coinbase app start to creep into the top 10, especially into the top 5. That is the time that we want to be taking serious profits out of this market. But right now, we got the Coinbase app at 307. There ain't no one interested in the crypto market right now. And that is setting up beautifully. It's just absolutely setting up beautifully as we just have altcoins starting to move off the lows for anyone that's accumulated low, all those people are going to be buying your backs higher, okay, as they come into this market over the next few months, all right? And that is perfect for our thesis, that we have total market cap already, as we speak, 50% off the lows, but yet no one's even interested yet. And you know when they will be interested? When our thesis plays out and total market cap is cruising to new highs, they'll start getting interested in crypto in this region, right? And then if anywhere you guys were here in 2021, 2017, whatever your first cycle was, mine was 2017, a lot of you guys are 2021, you guys know this is when most people get into crypto. They don't get into crypto here, okay? You're going to see Coinbase app get into that top 5 to top 10 right here, okay? And it's just playing out absolutely perfectly, guys. All right, so if you enjoyed today's video, make sure you smack the like button. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, man. You guys have been continue to kill that every single day. I'll keep pumping out the videos as long as you guys continue to subscribe and hit the like button. It's been your boy, Jordan Cameron. I'm excited for this market. I hope you guys are excited for this market. I hope you guys bought lower, didn't fall for the fear, and you guys are reaping the rewards right now as things are, Bitcoin's already cruised up. ETH is already off 2x off the lows. Multiple altcoins 2-3x off the lows, and some of them just slowly creeping up. If your altcoin hasn't moved yet, I think it's only a matter of time before it starts to move. And typically this is the weekly candle which starts to get everything moving as Bitcoin confirms a new all-time high above. All right, so it's been your boy Jordan Cameron. I'll see you guys in the next video. Later.